was once before and will be again. And it is us to bring it to the table. So what I want to do is, I want to share with you a little bit of steps, a little bit of approaches of what we're going to do, a little bit of technique and a little bit of kind of styling and how we at RUSK see hair and what's going on in 2014 for us that's going to lead us to 2015. So I want to bring to the stage two awesome designers that are here in your area all the way from Montreal. Miss Karina Braza, she is one of our master senior designers. She is awesome, dynamic, and I learn from this young lady every day of my life. And one of your very own here in Toronto, he is our show and educational manager in the whole Canadian area, and that is Mr. Don Wyatt. You'll be inspired by his technique and his approach to hair. You know, like I said earlier, guys, you know, when we think about the approach of hair and what we need to do and how we break it down, it's simply breaking a haircut down into anywhere from 6 to 8 steps. And we feel that when you break it down into a symptomatic way that allows you to approach whatever you want, it doesn't matter what you're cutting on. It doesn't matter what type of texture you're cutting on. Or it doesn't matter what type of head shape you're cutting on. We simply allow the hair to dictate a story to us, and it's going to tell us where it wants to go, where it wants to live. So, without any further ado, you guys want to rock it out, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so let me turn it over to my colleagues, and I'm going to share with you on this next 45 minutes of a journey where we're going to take you.
Ladies first.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was asking for something again. So hi. My name is Karina Braza from Montreal, working for RUSK since almost 19 years. So I am very, very happy to be here in Toronto this weekend because it's been like 7 years that I never been here to do a show. I don't know why. Hey, I'm nice. I don't understand. And you know what? The first time I came in 7 years later, I didn't speak almost no English. So I was keep working on me because, you know, in Quebec we are all speaking French. Big deal. So what I want to do with Kayla today, first you see how the color is popped so much, but I want to make sure that the color is going to stay in her hair. So I'm going to use first from my Deep Shine collection hair care, my serum, who's gonna maintain the color inside the hair. And because Kayla's hair are curly, right? It's gonna moisture her hair, and it is a serum with some argan oil. So my hair is gonna stay very healthy, shiny, gonna shut down the cuticle. So that product gonna help me to create all that and create a barrier to protect the color from my blow dryer in my flat iron. So the look I want to create on her, because she want to maintain some length. And how many times we heard that in a salon, right? Do me something, create something new, very different, but I want to maintain all my length. I don't want to cut any length. So I'm sure I'm not the only one who's hearing that, right? Good. So Kayla want to maintain some length because she's working in a restaurant. She want to be able to create a ponytail, but she's got nice curly hair. She already have a short bang. So what I want to create, it's kind of a undercutting right here in the back. So remove all the bulk and the heaviness to make that hair travel on the top and create more kind of a light curl. So everything's gonna stay long because I'm gonna maintain all the length that I have, but I want to remove all the bulk from underneath. So my top layering is gonna travel and it's gonna fall in a very lightly position. And she already have a bang, so I'm gonna go create more kind of very not asymmetrical, but a strong bang, but different length inside my bang. My French, sorry.
That's okay. My English is bad too, and that's the only language I speak.
And you're not going to understand one word, trust me.
You know, we've got New York here, we've got Montreal there. I will translate for both if you can't understand him. All right, really excited to be at the Fashion Focus again, as Gerard was saying. This was always one of my favorite shows. Great to be back in this venue in Toronto. With my model Chanel, she's got a great head of hair, but what tends to happen with her, and this is something we really want to look at when we're working with shorter hair, because shorter looks are definitely coming back with women's hair. Her hair tends to expand a bit, so I want to sit it a little bit flatter without taking it right off. And how do we do that? Well, I'm actually using one of our texturizing blades. I'm using our beta blades. Now the beta blades, let me see if I can get a shot over here. The beta blades are a combination of a weaving and a thinning blade. So what this is going to allow me to do is going to allow me to remove length and texturize all at the same time. These are great blades for this type of hair, but I also really like using them for men's hair because it gives that hair more of a lived-in feeling right away. But the way I'm using them on Chanel's hair, I'm going to be creating a lot of longer and shorter, even though I'm removing a ton of this weight. But I'm over-directing it because I want this shorter hair to push this longer hair here, and I still want to keep it nice and soft around the perimeter. So I'm just using my comb, over-directing it to my parting, and eliminating this hair using my texturizing blades. So what this allows, it allows this beautiful, beautiful, almost a fur-like texture through here without it looking really harsh. There's still a softness to it. So with Chanel's hair, what I'm going to be doing is removing all of this bulk underneath and then creating a lot of movement and texture through the front, maintaining this beautiful color through here, keeping a longer fringe. When we're talking about RUSK technique, we're not talking about a haircut, we're talking about technique and method. So what that's going to allow us to do is going to allow you guys to take these tips and tricks back into the salon, and you're able to recreate whatever you want to recreate. Rather than copying what you see up here, make it your own. Take these techniques home with you and try them out. Now, I usually, try out new things on friends or someone I don't like. After a hair show.
That's what you do with me.
I said, Karina, come here. I want to try something.
That's why mine's in a ponytail. He went to give me a trim. Now he's got me looking like a Teletubby. And of course it was the purple one. Didn't they take him off TV because they said he was gay?
I don't have a TV. I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm just going to go through and remove all of this, and then I'm going to work into the front. Now, unfortunately, I have to pass it over to Gerard. He's going to regale you with what he's doing.
I don't know. I went home and my partner looked at me. He's like, "What the heck happened? You were back in Canada. Dawn saw you." But you know what, Don's right. My partner doesn't even let me cut his hair anymore because we're always trying to experiment to do something different and do something new. But you know what, it's kind of funny when you think of here, and I gotta tell you guys, quick story, I wasn't gonna say this, but I'm gonna tell you now. I just said to Karina backstage before we came up, she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I have no idea. I will decide when I get up there." But you did sign a model release form, right? Okay. Just making sure, Tito is going to be one of those religious haircuts. Hail Mary, full of grace. Hope that hair falls into place. I'm just kidding. I swear to God, I've been cutting hair for a while. I even own a salon. I have no clients, but I trust you. Is that the best model? Isn't that the type of client you want? That's the type of client you want. And I'm going to tell you an honest story. Because when she came in, it was like a last minute thing. She came in, she was all smiles, and she's like, "I'm so excited." I'm like, "I'm cutting your hair." Because if you're that excited, you have no idea who you are. I got a plane ticket, I go back to New York, no big deal. No. But you know what, guys? It's serious in a way because I like to make light of a lot of things, but when I think about what we do is in the industry and what we do as a career, there is nobody other than a plastic surgeon that has that ability to make somebody feel better, cosmetically change them without surgery. And we could touch them and not get arrested. That's the funny part. But so what I'm going to be doing is something from our newer collection. It's the Modern Iconic collection, and it was inspired back to the 80s. It was kind of that punk era where everything was disconnected, textured, kind of funky and wild. But it's going to be a little bit more demure in 2014. It's going to be a little bit more simplified, a little bit more simpler. So what we do is we section off from what we consider the recession area, and it's slightly above the temple area, and we take that and follow the shape of the head. And I'm a true believer. I don't cut in angles and degrees. I'm not against it. But I just feel that if you follow the shape of the head, you can create whatever you want to create. And that hair is going to naturally fall where it's got to fall. So we've taken that right down to the round of the head in the back and then came up. The only difference that I did differently here is I kind of came straighter across than the other side. I kind of rounded it. And the reason why I did that is because I want to create versatility in her hair. So that if she wants to bring it one way, she can, or she wants to flip it the other way, she has that option to do that. So here's the deal. We're going to release all the hair from the underneath. And instead of using a clipper or a buzzer or anything like that, you can create that if that's what you want to create. The only difference is it gives you a much more stronger look. But because I want to create a much more softer look to the hair, I'm going to work with my scissor over comb, and I'm going to actually remove the hair by utilizing the spine of the comb. And the spine of the comb, wherever you position that, is going to determine how much length you're going to leave. So, if I want to create softness right in this temple area right here, then I'm going to take that and I'm going to place the spine of my comb all the way up to the top parting. Because I know if I cut that when I release that, I'm still going to have all that softness there. But if you want to remove the length and you don't want all that softness, I can take the spine right to the hip. Whoops. That's like a word you should never say when you're cutting hair. Whoops. Shit. Damn. It's like a little vocabulary that you don't say when you're cutting hair. But if you want, then that's going to take it shorter, still keeping it softer. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this side real short, keep the spine of the comb at the hairline. But when I work to the opposite side, I'm going to take the spine of the comb where I cut it kind of more on that rounded part, I'm going to bring that further up. And that's going to leave the softness here. The reason I'm going to do that is because when I section off the top, this top section is going to be shorter. So this will be longer than underneath, the top section is going to be shorter. This will be shorter, that's going to be longer. Now here's my question. How many of you guys cross-check your haircuts? Not a bad thing. How many people cross-check your haircuts? Well, if you cross-check this, you're going to pass out. Right? It's like mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. And don't we always find something to cut when we cross-check? Of course we do. Because you're checking the opposite way than you cut it. And when you're working on a rounded surface, you're creating little triangles, little V's. So when you cross-check that, you remove that. But what we should be doing is feeling for the weight of the hair and remove the weight out of the hair. And that can act as your cross-checking. So I'm going to continue through the whole perimeter and just work that scissor over comb until it's where I need it to be. Then I'm going to go on top of